Okay. February minutes. Did the board all review the minutes for last month?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I'm off the table.
Everyone else.
I did.
Everyone else reviewed. I think you
I
did.
think I did.
I think you had comments on it.
You must have looked at it.
But
You
yeah.
had comments.
I don't remember last month.
Jason looked for me this
It was February.
I wrote them. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, yeah.
We talked about the survey and yeah, and a bunch of other stuff. Okay. Anyone want to make a motion to approve the minutes? Do you want to review it? Do you want to have extra time to review it?
No.
Are you all good?
Yeah. we're good.
Okay.
I
Okay.
make a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. No one nay? Good. Okay. So action items.
I'm like trying to pull this up here. Here we go. Oh, right.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Say, what did I not get done?
What did you not get done? Did you talk to the pickers?
I did. Was that my only one? Really?
I mean, that's all.
I did
About
it.
what?
The pickers, the trash pickers.
Oh, yeah.
I did, and Heidi referred me to Sandy from Public Works, who did some research for me and got some good pickers, and I sent that to Ann. Did you get the email and were you able to purchase them yet? Not yet.
I
She's
paid,
working on it.
I got the chamber dues. I didn't see the picker email.
Okay. I can resend it to you because I
Yeah.
found a good deal on the ones that she was talking about.
Okay.
That would let us, I think the email I sent, would let us purchase, because we approved last time
Right.
the 300. So yeah, so I'll forward this to you. It says they're, I'm not sure if they're still 50% off right now. We can get 30 of them. Let me look if they're 30 of them, and they're decent quality too. Yeah, they're still half off. So let me just forward it to you.
Well, I mean, well, the only way we can pay is if we can pay it via our checking account online. Otherwise, one of us has
Oh, we
to
don't have a
charge.
card, do
We don't have a card. So if you just want to order them on your credit card, and then then the organization will reimburse you.
I don't really have a credit card that has $300 in it right now.
We get that. But I don't, charitable organizations
I'm like-
should not have a credit card, in my opinion, so we did not get one.
I'm super good at turning in receipts quickly. So.
Yeah.
Let's see if Ashton.
Yes, Ashton will be fine. We'll volunteer Ashton to do that.
Okay.
Voluntold, yes.
Okay, so that will get us 30 of them,
Okay.
which I think is good. That'll help replenish our sword fighting broken
Yeah,
flesh.
that's the deal, $10.
Excuse me. I want to check.
Oh, they're fighting. Oh, no.
Somebody wants to.
Break it up.
I second the motion.
Is that all? That was really all?
That is,
That's unusual.
I mean, that's all that was on here.
Huh? Okay. I feel nervous, but okay. Was there any old action items that I didn't get done?
There
No,
was
look at,
previously-
no, that was the really good one that I got a lot done.
Yeah, you did get a lot done last
Okay.
time. So,
Sure.
I mean, we had this sketch stuff from other Susan, from Sea Reach Susan. I don't know what, did we end up getting that stuff? This was like last time.
So there's a thread, an email thread between Susan from Sea Reach, Heidi and I, and we need to meet on the grant specific to the fishes and animals and all of that.
Sculptures.
Sculptures.
Yeah.
Yes, because there's a specific grant, I think there's a specific thing that we need to talk about related to that. We just haven't gotten it time, but we have an email thread that's going. We just have to get the time to meet.
Is that the same thing with the, we want to make them a tree city? Is that?
No,
Oh, okay.
yeah. I don't know that we did it have anything to do with the tree thing.
No, that's Parks and Rec.
You're part of too many groups. You're losing track.
Yeah.
Okay. Nothing else.
Nope.
Great. Okay, good. Treasurer's report.
I actually have the checks to be signed for Jason Aiden person.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
Reimbursed
gosh.
for-
Oh, that's
for hometown days of last year.
As long as we do it before this year's hometown day.
There we go. I have the check written here. And then I do have the $35 check for the chamber dues. 'Cause
Right.
We just got that invoice.
Yeah, not that
So,
long ago.
yeah, so that one was just in my hand. So I have that check that has to get signed, and that's $35.
Okay, so you wanna, can he, it's
I'm
just,
not on there.
you know,
I
me,
mean, I
right?
can't send my own.
And Ashton is.
Okay,
That's what
Ashton's
we do.
coming,
Yeah,
yeah.
And then the only, we never paid Golden Valley Food Club. We never got it.
I never got any.
I have never gotten it. We've never gotten any kind of invoice from them.
Who was our contact with them? Heidi was?
Yeah, and so we've never paid that.
Do you have-
And they've never
Do you
asked
have a
me.
person that you dealt with
Statute of
there?
limitations is that.
I think at this point it's a charitable contribution on that.
Okay,
Um,
do you want to reach out to Heidi and just double check to make sure that that was correct?
You want me to reach out to Heidi?
Yeah,
I mean, I can.
Or you
I
wanna?
mean, I can.
Yeah, Jason was.
why don't
involved
you do
with
that
Purchasing of that.
and see, cause I just wanna make sure that's all good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't want to like burn bridges or anything like
right,
that.
right.
Okay, okay, anything else?
No, I didn't get a bank statement, so I didn't get the reconciliation.
Okay, but nothing major from us. No, okay. Okay, cool.
Nothing, I mean, nothing's gone in, and only those 2 checks will be going out.
Okay, cool. Review of public survey done on Facebook for needs wants to revisit this and put an act. Okay, so I think the reason why I included this is because I felt like we talked about it a lot, but we didn't actually say what we're gonna do. We had a lot of ideas, but
Review public survey, yeah.
Yeah.
On Facebook for needs and wants.
yeah,
Oh,
and then you did that other survey, which the street was the main thing,
Oh,
with the
yes.
potholes, which I know Heidi was talking about the chip thingies, which as far as I'm aware, those are the things that fill in the potholes, right?
No, it's a
No.
cheap form of paving. If you maintain it, it can last up to 20 years, and the county evidently had some.
But that's not pothole related.
Well, I would think that if you're going to do the street with it, you would cover the potholes up too, but I don't know if they put gravel in there or what they put in there for filler,
Okay,
but it's chip seal or something like that.
yeah.
But it's like not the highest quality, but it would work. You notice on the map, it's lit these little side streets that aren't
Okay.
used very much.
Okay. Even interesting. I just thought that was interesting that that's like one of the top things that's talked about. And it seemed like it was talked about at the council meeting quite a bit, the road related stuff, right? Because of the presentation.
Well, mostly about Sheridan Road.
Sheridan Road.
Yes.
But then they talked about the safety thing.
Yes,
out
that
here.
was Civil West
Yeah.
presentation. Huh, was-
Yeah.
Well, you know it. There you're saying it, babe. That's right. I don't
Okay.
need it.
Yeah, I watched most of that. So
Yeah.
That's
So that was
interesting.
for that engineer report was, I thought, really, he talks even faster than me, but he was just, I was getting it. He really went through like
I liked
7
all the
items.
diagrams and all of that. That
And he
was
didn't try
helpful.
to talk over your head. He was talking, simple English. One thing he did say on Sheridan Road, if you remember, is that when they do Sheridan Road, they're gonna have to use a side street. So I just happened, the other day, TGD was doing something on Sheridan Road, so I had to go down Skelly, Grant, and then out Edison. And man, is Grant Street a horrible street. And you should drive down it. I mean, there's and it wasn't on the list of the second chip things. And I asked Heidi, how come that isn't? Because when they start working on Sheridan Road, that will be the main road going up and down. So you should really look at addressing that street. And if you don't believe me, drive down and take a look at it and you'll say, holy moly, it's better than a gravel road's better than that.
It's been rough.
It's like, am I on the moon? What's the deal? I need a lunar mobile.
Well, yeah.
It's parallel, it's between Sheridan Road and the railroad tracks, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
Everybody should drive down it at least once and take a week.
I wonder if it's beyond chip sealing,
Yeah.
because
Oh,
it's
it
so
is.
bad.
That one.
Well, you'd have to do something because they're going to use it. The thing about it is there was a guy saying that he wanted to build 140 apartments or something. I did not vote for it. It was really zoned for industrial. It would have been a nice place to put storage units because it was downtown and no kids, just storage units. But this guy was going to, he hasn't done it yet. So I'm hoping maybe they'll change their minds and then maybe they can go back to that. But I think the city was hoping that he would repair part of the housing development. And I think that's why they were kind of pulling back, but I don't think he's gonna come on board anytime soon.
Okay. Yeah, so I thought that was interesting that was at least on the survey. How many?
That was like
People?
33%.
So for that, but how many overall people
Oh, like
voted?
200 and
Okay, so
something.
it's like a
It was
chunk.
pretty
It's a good
substantial.
chunk,
Where
okay.
was that survey?
Online.
I saw.
I put it on the,
City didn't do it.
I did
he
on the
did it
Sheridan
as a
Organization page
citizen.
and one of the Star Spangled Banner as the.
So what I would encourage you to do is share it on another page.
He did.
We did.
Did
we
you?
did.
I
Yeah.
never saw.
Yeah, it was shared, someone shared it, on Hebert Watch, they shared it on Shared Discussion, and I shared it on Shared Citizens page. So you have at least 4, pages of, people.
Never saw it.
It was
It
only.
was interesting, so, and the majority said, this is like the priorities that they
That's
wanted,
right.
and the majority was the road,
The second was sidewalks.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
interesting, so it's infrastructure related stuff, which is cool.
Great.
So which is great, because then, okay, city can focus on that, which it sounded like a chunk of what they were talking about at the last city council meeting was that kind of stuff. So, and what they want us focusing on is beautifying downtown.
It's something like this, but this is Joe's new survey that, but
Okay.
it kind of looked like that.
I don't know if I'm on that page at all.
Sheridan neighborhood.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
Okay, so if we jump back into last month, yeah, buildings to look bright and inviting. So I was just walking down here since it's not raining and it's light out. I was just walking down, and I liked the idea last time we were talking about the lighting, like in the evening it would be so nice. But it's a whole nother kettle of fish to try to figure that out.
Well, the new ramen house has lights, has the Costco, well, I call them Costco lights.
Underneath,
Yeah, underneath the awning.
I wonder if I
They have a
could
brand new
just.
sign too.
Yeah. Oh, I know their sign looks so pretty. I love that sign.
The sign looks great.
Yeah.
The light, I wish it had not, I wish it weren't quite so, yeah, high in the, Kelvin scale there. a little bit. More
Is it a light that directly shines? on
It's
the-
it's really towards like the white-blue spectrum. So
Um,
like at night, it's very, very, very.
Does it,
Other than
does
that,
it,
but it's great.
does
It's
it
still really
shine
good.
directly on the sign? It's not like
No,
underneath
no, it's on the,
the.
it's on the street. It's actually great,
Okay. I
but
have to
it's
look
on the
at that.
street, but it's very bright,
Yeah.
very industrial.
Anyway, so what I'm starting to do is some more research on the facade improvement grants, if we need to have the building be historical, and then also because the property owner has to be willing to play ball with Oregon Main Street and the historic guidelines, I was starting to see a little bit more research about, and this should be an action item, make sure to forget, but are there any other grant opportunities for like business owner manager grant opportunities that are like 50-50 or something like that, that don't need to follow historic guidelines and just that kind of thing? And then that brings back around to a collaboration a while ago that we were supposed to look into with the museum about creating historical or some kind of color palette that if we put our money into supporting doing facade improvements or anything like that, that there's an agreement to stick within a color palette so that we can try to have downtown be a little bit more cohesive. Yeah, but that I really feel like is outside of our wheelhouse. I mean, at least outside of mine. I mean, you know who would be really great to help out with that would be Susan. Actually, why don't you have me reach out to Susan?
Yeah.
That's actually really, she could probably do the research, coordinate directly with the museum and give us a color palette.
They had talked about that years ago, the museum, when Jane Hensley was headed, about the hues, the colors being conducive to historic Oregon, I mean,
Yep.
historic shit.
Yeah, I think
So-
that's, we just haven't really had a place to start with. on that.
Well, do you remember when they were next door to me?
Yeah,
And that was looked like a taffy store from the beach. It was red and white. I can't remember what was in there. My building was like a red and white. And they came in, and Jane Hensley, who was the president, came in and they picked out the colors, and it was kind of the color of Kay's shirt with a purple trim. And I thought, what are you doing? And she goes, she goes, well, these were the colors that were used back in the day. And I said, really? I said, I wouldn't waste your time on painting the outside of the building. Because I said, move in because you're using it for free. But they wanted to paint the outside of the building. So those colors that were on the outside, those were of the air, just a little FYI.
interesting.
And
What time period though?
whatever time period it was a time period that the whole museum voted on, because they're the ones I was letting use it, and they picked out the colors and they painted it.
Huh.
And it was, remember, it was kind of, it was green like Kay's shirt with a, you remember it, Emily? It was kind of a dark purple
Yeah.
trim is what they had on there. And I thought it was kind of goofy looking, but, you know, it didn't bother me. I mean, and they said it was era true. And then they painted part of my building. It was kind of crazy, kind of a burnt orange with yellow. Because my, outside of my building is cedar, so I had my flower boxes that would complement them.
I bet Susan can probably reach out to Oregon Main Street and
Yeah.
and try to get like what they have agreed upon, because maybe there's a time period that they agree upon that we should be using.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's okay, so I can reach out to Susan and that maybe she can do the research for us, that'd be great. That's definitely her forte.
Okay.
Okay, cool, because I think that's the place to start, is what can we actually do? Because we don't have piles of money, but what could we do that would empower, embolden the property owner, manager to make those improvements?
Yeah, okay.
I think for just an idea, this is just an idea because we're throwing it out on the table. Like, for example, I spent a ton painting my building, so I'm really not into painting my building another color. But that green is kind of the color of Kay's shirt, so it's evidently kind of fit in with it anyway. And mine is offset with the color of Emily's green. But maybe you could, if you're gonna do something like that, it would be nice to have a palette and then go to a place like Benny Huie's and say, hey, look, their building needs to be painted. And then maybe offer it to somebody who hasn't brought their place up to a standard that looks too hot.
Yeah.
And then you'd have enough money because you're not doing everything, you're just kind of picking a couple that need help.
Yeah, I definitely think that we would look at which ones are
I would put them on the first of the
in,
list.
yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be there.
And, I mean, people, that survey said,
What did the survey say?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, buildings to look bright and bright, I don't know, I mean, yeah, we don't have a ton of money, but, like, okay, so if a property owner hires their own electrician or like gets their own lights or whatever, it's gonna be like one-off costs, but if we were to possibly engage somebody to help with multiple properties at the same time, we might be able to get stuff like, yeah, just, I don't know, a little bit of discount. It's not that expensive to run some electrical and put some lights out. It's great that they have lights. Personally, I don't like the color, that the color's bad for people's eyes at night, because it's too blue, but
Which place is this?
the new one, the new alarm.
Well, you know,
But-
Helen.
The new one.
New
Helen
Oh,
will
the
look at
new,
it.
it's not open yet, is it?
No, but the light is on at night. If you drive by at night, it's actually amazing how much nicer it is to
I
have some
see.
light on the street at night. The only problem is it's the very white light,
Ah.
so it's a little bit much for nighttime, but like for this street, you know, like something that's more like street light color would be.
Well, aren't they changing the lights, I think, on Main Street too? I think they're toning those lights down to a yellow, kind of like with the bridge, I think just
The
bridge.
vintagey yellow.
Yeah, like what those lamps are up there, like kind of what they used to put on,
Yeah.
with the yellow light,
Yeah.
which is dimmer at night and just easier on the eyes.
But, I mean, I don't know, could we not get together $10,000 or something to help, you know, maybe? I don't know, I don't know that, like, I don't know how much it costs to go around to some of the businesses and try to help them. You know, hire an electrician.
It's gonna be a lot of money.
Yeah, I think,
I have no idea what the cost is.
But I'm more of the idea, of the plants, because I think that would be relatively inexpensive. Now, we have to get the city to agree to water them or something, you know, and absorb that cost, but it would be something instant versus,
we used to have plants all down, the hanging baskets all down here, which was really nice.
yeah, that's,
I think it was the
it
cost.
would just be summer, you know, would just be, it started now, and it would run through October or something, or maybe September. But I'm just saying it would be something that probably would be relatively inexpensive compared to electricians and lighting, and it would be an instant result.
Lucy, didn't Jane do those, the boxes?
She used to do that at the pavilion.
Yeah, and then who did the hanging plants?
Well, the city of Sheridan buys theirs, and Davis and Auto buys theirs. They have those automatic grips, pretty cool. So you don't really, and then they got timers on them, which is pretty cool, because I tried having some outside my place, but I gotta water them twice a day, and I had to bring it to my office every night.
Yeah.
So, but Jane did the planters.
The garden
They're
club,
no
the garden
longer
club volunteer that she was in, she asked the Public Works to fix the troughs, and then they didn't do it back in another administration, and so they just walked off the bill.
I see.
That's why they quit doing it.
And they're not there anymore. so-
No, they're not, they were, that's part of the deal, they were deteriorating.
Yeah.
Well, are there still, water lines at the plaza?
At the plaza, they're good.
There's still, so if we could raise money to get hanging baskets at the plaza?
No, the city will do,
Oh, the city will
probably
do
the
the
city,
plaza.
so that's off your list, I believe.
It
The city
is.
does them every
Yeah.
year, does theirs and does the plaza.
Does
Yeah.
it, okay, so they do all the way down the street,
No,
No.
they just do the plaza because the city owns it, and
but,
they do their city hall because they own it.
yeah, but didn't the hanging baskets used to go down this?
Not unless the property owners did it themselves, like I used to do mine,
Okay.
they would have to water them themselves.
Maybe you're thinking Willamina. Willamina's got beautiful.
Yeah, they do.
baskets. But they're so expensive because the city gets them from, is it C&D Landscaping? It's an expensive, those baskets. And
They're
that's,
huge.
they're huge and they're very expensive. And that's, I'm sure why the city cut back to only certain locations.
Okay, I texted Heidi, see if she had any information.
What about planter boxes?
I did have somebody volunteer to want to compete with whoever's doing the city's flower box,
Mhm.
because it's a new nursery person, and they said that they would like to know, I meant to ask Heidi, what are those costs, because he'd like to be competitive to see, and if there was more orders, I'm sure that you would get a discount if you could go in with the city.
Okay, I texted Heidi, so we can see on that.
Sure.
Yeah, because definitely the hanging flower that was also not as much as the buildings, so right, that would go.
And I heard that the planter boxes at the plaza, the last year they were there, got vandalized.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
I remember that.
But these here that the Riverfront group put in, that are the half wine barrels, they seem to be okay, if I remember. And Public Works was kind enough to put in the water lines, so we don't have to water those. They just, once we replant them this year, they just need to turn on the spigot.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Because that's, trying to do that every day
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
remembering is a hard process.
Yeah, definitely.
There's also another thing is, because I love gardening, if you mulch the beds around the plants, you're less likely to water because the mulch keeps the water in longer. And also conserving water and time, just in case if they're super busy with other things that's public works related, that we don't worry about dead plants.
What we did to lessen the cost of those half barrels is we lined the bottom with empty water bottles. And then we put soil and then we put the flowers, because that lessened the cost of soil.
Learn that on garden store.
Okay, so she said she just finished the order. I'm just asking where that order, where
And I could be wrong. I thought it was
Many
C&D Landscaping.
baskets and.
Yes, they are. They're huge.
She said if people want to water them outside their businesses, I can see how much they would charge us.
For people stealing.
I took mine in and I said they wanted.
Okay.
Well, and I remember your boxes when we came to town, and I remember first people were putting cigarette butts and trash in them.
And during Phil Sheridan days, even though I asked them not to sit on them, they would crunch them down, so last year I put little picket fences.
Good idea.
And I had them aiming out this way, I should have had a long way going, but I also had hanging baskets hanging from my awning,
Uh-huh.
and those are what I kind of had to take down, because they were just really heavy and hard for me to carry in and out of it. It's not bad at first, but it gets old after a while.
Yes, it does.
Oh, yeah.
There it
Okay,
is.
there's
Are we not interested in?
Okay, now we can start the meeting.
Any electrical
I thought that
things?
was a piece
I
of-
think that
This.
would probably, that would be very interesting. I just wonder if that's financially.
Literally,
I
yeah.
I also think the reason why I'm interested in paint is because there's a few buildings that could super use paint.
Paint, I mean, I would be willing to bet paint would be,
Just as expensive.
well, way more expensive.
Oh,
yeah. Are you kidding me?
Even if you go to a recycle place, and get recycled.
And lights.
Something like
Or,
that.
I mean, yeah, like the labor.
That
Yeah, we're looking
try to
at
take
this.
It's very good.
I just say when you get recycled paste,
It's
it's
blue and.
one of the things that we were talking about was I could talk
And you
to
wanna paint.
Susan from Sea Reach and have her reach out to Oregon
Yeah,
Main Street and find
fix
out,
it at least 20,
decide on
30
it and give us the color palette.
You have to fix a
So
lot.
it'll
20, 30 grand.
help contribute money to anyone down here. This is the color palette. Right?
Yeah, you'll also.
And that's what's
Yeah,
happening.
you gotta-
I don't
You have to do
know.
sun prep. and
Okay,
a lot.
Which one?
The one building.
most of
it.
She's very convincing though.
No, I'm not saying.
No, but I'm just saying, after you do something like that.
okay. It's, how are we doing on time?
Should we look into it? That's fine, I mean, seriously, like, cause people did say, like, why,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
I don't know if we necessarily wanna totally ignore it, it's happening.
No,
Just say we should
I
do
don't
something.
think we should ignore it.
Yeah.
I think what they liked was that they specifically referenced what the cafe has done, which is they
Yeah.
fixed up the outside. They did something to make it be bright and inviting. That was paint, that was the flowers, that was like kind of the whole, it actually looked like,
There's a business putting money into something.
yes.
Yeah.
That's what it looked
So
like.
really, if we're gonna, push comes to shove, we need businesses to come to Sheridan Talks.
I mean-
Hate to be that,
It is the dwindling spiral of like, either you don't have businesses, so there's no businesses, or you have businesses, so everyone wants a business.
right,
Yeah.
so, yeah, I understand that, but.
And we like, they are starting a fresh trend, and I'm,
Do you find that in the trend now is that they're going away from storefronts and going all online for everything? I mean,
No.
websites, everything?
Oh, I mean, there's,
people always
there's
need a third
towns.
place.
A third place,
Right.
okay.
Like, that's the thing, like, everyone has their home, they have their work, you need somewhere
And
else to.
people want to get out and walk places. If it's cute and they want to walk downtown, they'll walk downtown. They'll take their kids. They can't, go take their kids to walk through Amazon.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
and they want
I mean,
to,
you could try,
they could try.
I went to IKEA the
They
first
put you to work to do that.
That
yeah,
was kind of.
that's exciting, yes,
I don't know if I'd want to do it all the time.
I mean, the kids, you
Like a
totally
commercial.
lose it.
Okay. Okay, good.
Your feet hurt.
But I mean, there is a lot of things under buildings look bright and inviting, right? There's pressure washing and painting and lighting and like,
I think
What
that
about
like
banners?
whole
Could
put
pressure wash
together,
the
a put
sidewalks.
together look is I think.
Yeah, banners would look
What
nice.
about banners?
What,
I don't know.
it was the Leo, yeah.
Yes, remember
Yeah,
that.
Leo did all the
he really
research on
looked
that.
into it, and he said they weren't too expensive. He found out about the ones in Willamina, and he thought it would be a really good, not too expensive thing to do.
And didn't they do it one year for the senior class? They had a bunch of,
Yeah.
but they were
Yeah.
smaller.
Yeah, they
but
did
were
those
so-
last year.
But they were cute.
They
Like
did
those
those
with-
without
And
permission.
those, oh, they did that without. I was gonna say, whatever they did, maybe we can.
We just do that too.
Do it
Yeah,
without.
that
I
was
think
no
that's
problem.
something that we could do,
Yeah.
as a group, do that.
A banner thing, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where there's no expense coming from the store owner.
Maybe we could do a combination of the two, because I really
Yeah.
think if we can, I like the idea of actually having a downtown color palette.
Oh, sure.
And I really think some of these buildings being painted would make a big difference.
Oh, and I was thinking again about Civil West presentation on redoing the sidewalk, and right out here at Heider, they showed a bump out.
Drink it.
And Heidi had mentioned, oh, well, businesses could put stuff out now with that bump out in the street, because it comes out a little bit further. Do you remember that?
Yeah, because I asked him to take a parking spot, and he goes, well, no, it's a crosswalk, but I looked today, and yes, it would take a parking
Okay.
spot. Kind of embarrassed me, but I thought, well, I don't think so, and it would take a parking spot, another parking spot off the street,
Right.
but if we could find another place for parking and.
We
just
have
something
another
to keep in
place,
mind.
we just don't advertise it.
And there's the post office lot.
And the street behind the post office.
The street behind the post office
It's
is
public parking,
public parking.
but we do not advertise it.
Okay,
Wait,
Okay,
he was just,
sorry.
what were you
Yeah,
saying?
go ahead.
You were gonna say
I would
something?
think it'd be really cool if the banners had historical pictures on them.
Oh,
So if you're walking.
ooh, I wonder if the
around
museum would
John,
At this
Put
section
some
you're
good
looking at
ideas here.
now, this was what it looked like in 1890 or 1913.
I know, I love all the photos that you were posting. Oh, that's a cool
That'd be really
idea.
cool. I would really
I
dig
really
into
like
that.
that idea.
They're really treasuring the town and it's worth preserving and protecting.
I think one of the original ideas was to kind of have like a rotation. So like you put up a new banner, like it's Christmas banners, and then you put the normal banners, and then
Right.
Yes.
it's Christmas, so you put the Christmas lights attachment to it, right?
Falls could be the leaves coming down, and
Yeah.
burgundy.
Sheridan Hometown Day.
Mhm.
Right.
Heidi's talking about
A lot of
maybe
work.
sidewalk baskets are easier for the first year.
As opposed to hanging baskets.
Yes,
She said, I
that's
think
true.
Lisa would be happy to cut people a deal for potted / whiskey barrel style baskets, and I'm asking, are those permissible to have? That would be
In
kinda
the
cool.
city,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Because otherwise we have to get PGE permission to hang a basket. Is that what you mean?
She said we'd have to, they have to be connected to city plumbing, and you have to figure out how to get the water meter.
I mean, wouldn't you have to connect to city plumbing if it's a basket on the ground too?
No, they would just water it themselves.
Yeah, that, we'd
Well,
have to,
Well, why didn't you just water the baskets?
Because you have to have like that system.
yeah, I remember, again, talking about Willamina, I remember seeing the
Iowa
mayor,
Cyber.
yes, go out and she'd water in the
I
evening.
love that.
Oh my gosh, and that was such a chore, but she did it, holy cow.
She said, Heidi says, as long as there's still 4 feet of sidewalk left, which isn't too hard.
And
Okay.
I can tell you that there's certain, because I think when I first opened my office, I had some pretty cute stuff out there, like in McMinnville, they had little banners that sat on the street. And actually, somebody came down from the city, and they measured it, and they said, that's 6 inches, and you're gonna have to take that off.
Do you want a wine barrel and have flowers?
I think, what I'm trying to tell you is, I think the wine barrel exceeds the limit. You notice my flower boxes, and if you guys want to put flowers in my basket, thank you, I would appreciate it, because I do it myself. But those boxes that I have in front of my office, they're square like a trough.
Okay.
Because the round ones came out to here, and somebody wanted to measure it, I'm so popular, and, oh, that's too close, to they're narrow, there's a certain size that you can put on there.
So what does the cafe have?
They might have them, but you know what, for some reason, they've been exonerated from the stuff I've gone through.
grandfather.
No, just leave it alone. But maybe they got a wider sidewalk on the side. I don't
Okay,
know.
that might be true.
But you just need to measure that width and then make sure it's that width.
Okay.
Nobody's ever told her to, because I think they were glad she was there, so they didn't say anything, and for some reason, I guess I'm special, Emily. And they came out and called me up my first day I was open.
Okay.
Oh, my.
That was before you were on the city council.
That was like, 33 years ago, 30 years ago.
Oh,
We
they are.
should make a resolution.
That was right before you.
I have a great idea for a new bill.
I wonder who was mayor then.
Okay, I think we're gonna move on from that. We have some action items that we can work on. Hey, do you want to reach out to the museum and ask if they'd be interested if we help put together the funding for the banners for them
Banners?
to put up,
Sure.
to help be part of that project? Maybe that's a project they
Sure.
wanna go in with us on. Cool.
Take out the
Now, would
imagery
that
and
be
stuff.
a permanent banner, or would that be,
I
are we
think
talking
it's
about
changing out.
changing out?
Maybe the brackets could be kind of more permanent, and then the banners would be changed out. But has anyone else seen the photos that she's been posting? Those
Yes.
are so cool.
Yeah.
And that's
Just
like a
cute.
super interesting point of interest for people, but it'd be really cool for them to be walking down the street and see what it looked like historically right there. That's a great idea. I really like it. Heidi was giving some ideas for a community grant that we could apply for the flowers. Okay, good.
Actually, the museum has in some of the businesses that are open pictures of what they look like back
Have her
in the
reach
day.
out to the museum
Oh,
and see if they're interested in collaboration on that, on the things. Okay, cool. Next, Lisa, so now we have some action items we can do. I think let's get these other ones done and then try to leave some extra time for the hometown based
Okay.
thing, because that's gonna be probably the longest thing. The mural, Lucy, do you have any update on the hands?
Well, I was at a city council meeting, and we were talking, and it wasn't really them, it might have been people afterwards, I can't remember. but they were thinking, you know, if, and I cannot remember the exact plans you had, but, you know, if you're coming down Bridge Street, if one of the signs going down Sheridan Road said the RV park, they felt that that would be, because people coming into town are gonna look for a place to park. And I think that kind of came over some issue we had in the city about parking during the summer. But, you know, there is an RV park at the end of Sheridan Road, and I was talking to Jill who runs it, and she goes, you know, we have overnight parking there. And we have weekly, monthly, you can even move their lawns, but there's criteria. So maybe we should, you know, I don't know, I can't remember what the fingers say, but it would be nice if one pointed to the RV park. I like the idea of the community garden because first of all, the community garden donates back to the city of Sheridan and helps with the parks, or they call it Friends of the Park too. And if they have a community garden, they could actually have people that would sponsor a garden, and then they could maybe sell their product, like to the people who are at the RV park.
Did we not have the community garden on the list?
No, I can tell you exactly what
We
we
do.
we voted on last time was post office, community garden,
Oh, we did have.
Fire station.
and then fire station, and then fishing pond, river access, museum.
Okay,
So those were the 6 that
can we just add another thing for the RV, and how much
Yeah.
was that gonna be?
That's $75 a hand.
Can we
Or
vote
figure.
on adding the RV one? Okay,
And do you guys have an issue with maybe adding, I liked it when I saw it in Mac, it just looks good, the one that says Ocean Beaches.
I like that too.
Do you like, I really like that.
That's, we had decided that would be on Main Street when we get to Main
Once we
Street.
get that,
Yeah.
10 years from now.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause, yeah, we were thinking that this one would be one, and then
Right.
the Main Street, if we get a Main Street one,
You
Ocean
mean on the
Beaches.
side of hometown? Drugs.
Yes.
yeah,
Yes, on the drugstore. We're discussing Ocean Beaches, Wine Country, City Park, and then library, city hall, restaurants, food.
So I think Ocean Beaches.
okay, so if we add in the RV park, we have then enough to get him going on it, right?
And I checked with Brad, I called him twice, for that kind of special board that he
Okay.
needed.
That's right.
And he was gonna look into it, and he's never got back, and I'm thinking maybe it might be too much, because I've tried to, maybe he's overtaxed. But, I'm gonna call him Cody and Carl. Colt. Colt, he will go ahead and order this special board to get it started with, because he doesn't have to do the finger pointing arm waving, but, you know, if Brad, I think, Alicia might have said, or somebody said that, I haven't heard back from him, so I can call him one more time, or just have him order from the company he orders it from when he did the board from the side.
Okay.
I think just let Colt take care of it.
I get it. I did,
Yeah.
of course, I did.
So
Yes.
what would start him on
The
doing
boards,
the boards?
and it's a
And if
certain
we,
kind,
if we,
yes.
so do we need to cut him a
But-
check? What do we need to do? Just
I will call him and tell you, who do I call, you, or to
check.
check?
We've already approved the money, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Are we
then
gonna-
check,
75-101.
I
And
don't
what
know.
number
Yeah.
would-
Okay, fine.
You write down what number you'd like me to call.
Because I think it'd be great if we could get that going. Right.
No, he'll start it tomorrow.
Great.
And then didn't he say he wanted to just change the covers ever so slightly, or scores was when it get
Right.
uptight?
Yeah.
Does no one copy board.
But he
He
already
was gonna
knows.
show us.
Right.
For
Oh, was he?
you, yeah.
Okay.
You know, he could just take a picture and then you
Send
can
it.
send it via email to us.
I
or
can
something
send it
like
to one of you, and then you guys know how to send it to everybody
Yep, we
else.
do.
We'll figure that
Yeah.
out.
that. Okay, good, great. I'd love to get that
I'll
going.
leave a voicemail
And
Okay, right there, okay, yeah, I'll do that.
because, I've got.
Board, and then you send the colors, PK?
yeah, I think we'd like to see the colors just.
Because he already knows my building, so he knows it's not gonna be an insult to the colors of my building anyway, because the other ones kind of matched it.
Yeah, I think it would be good to just have a quick review of it before he goes
Yeah,
ahead.
that's fine.
It worked.
Okay, jumping into the other mural stuff, and you know, I'm on this, I think it's called a listserv, where you are like a big email chain of all of the people that are on Oregon Main Street, like the main people that run the different groups. And one of them was talking about murals and from Coburg, which is like, Eugene, I think? Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
So they have a mural. I reached out to her, and they have a mural committee there that has a partnership with the city, and then it's really interesting. Their mural committee is a group of not professional but artists that use the panels. They somehow come up with these ideas, have a partnership with the property owners, the building owners, and then they do panels. They do panels. All of the stuff is they do panels. And they said they started small, like quilt size, and then as the city got more interested, they would do they would project, what did she say? They project, it was really interesting. She said, blah, blah, blah. We struggled, I was talking to her about like, you know, how long it takes to get it going and the people have viewpoints and everything. And she said, we struggled here with it in Coburg, and essentially we had to write the policy with the city to get it passed and agreed upon, like how they do the procedure. She said, as far as finding an artist, that was the one thing we have figured out. We have an arts committee who are not professionals, but they're very talented. And what they have done is create a formula for the style of art around town. And then they create a digital rendering of what they want and project it onto panels that are painted indoors and installed by the city. They also started with small, with little barn quilt installations around town and worked their way up. So she's gonna get me some photos of what they've done. And she said most of the stuff has been donated, the cost, like Lowe's has donated paint and whatnot. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting that they've done all of this with panels.
Is that kind of like the Borsmans, or kind of like what's at the pavilion?
Yes,
It's a panel?
Yeah.
right, and that's what we had talked about for the postcard,
yeah.
for the city hall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Heidi reminded me again, like that is available. We can do whatever on there. Probably not whatever, but.
If we could do this like they're doing it, we could use that to improve the facades, the whole street here.
Possibly.
Take that building right next door or whatever that was, and there's nothing in, and put 4 or 5 panels. At least it would look good in the daytime. Even if the
I
owner
actually
doesn't-
looked at what is it called?
Country Mart.
J.C. Penney's?
The other place that's right next to it.
What was that?
Antique store.
What was
Yeah.
that?
Remember, I couldn't remember it last time. Old objects.
Yeah.
It doesn't look that bad. I mean, we all look at it and think, oh, it's old or whatever. When you walk by, it's not like it's got like a bunch of junk in there.
It's just dark and dirty.
It's just dark and doesn't look inviting. Not.
Has anybody called Paul to see what he's doing with that?
Who's Paul?
I had an update. I don't remember.
Not with the Merc.
No,
Talking about
with the coast to coast.
Yeah,
Because he
No.
kept that, he took it off the market and he kept it
right.
The Country Bargains one?
right
Yeah.
next door. Because
No.
I was trying to get it for the museum for an annex.
Oh,
I thought it
That
would
would
make a
be
great
fantastic.
addition. And then they would have used it for like a
so
little community gathering.
who should we
yeah.
call to find out?
Paul, who used to own this market, but he sold the market, but he kept the.
Do you have his
dogs.
contact info?
I used to have it. I could try to see if I still have it. I might have
If you
it in
could,
my
can you
phone.
send it to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd call.
I just want to say one thing about murals, and this is nothing. This is to plant seeds because I think it's fun to smile, and especially with Anne right here. I'm not sure where or when, but I kind of like the concept of, just wanted to make y'all smile. But isn't it cool because it's got an Indian look to it?
Yes.
And I'm like totally into that Indian look.
Very
And I found that and I was just,
Indigenous.
yeah, I started to get the old goosebumps. I said, oh, it's a little sticker, but I thought I wanted to show it to you guys. That just kind of sparks your imagination of the things that, since you wanted to incorporate that, this deserves more than just a little thing. This deserves like, maybe one of your panels.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
US Bank is leaving, like, just
Oh, the
redo that
banner.
whole wall with a big,
What?
what? US
Bank?
Bank is leaving that.
They're leaving town?
Hey, and when you do this, put a fish in his hand.
They're leaving very slow.
Why?
Grab a fish, do a little one press.
They're restructuring their self.
I thought of you when I saw that. I said, oh, gosh.
Money.
Okay, and any other update on, oh wait, Heidi also said, she was telling me about an idea. I forgot what town it was, but I tagged, it was on the Facebook group. I posted up about it.
Did the city get the grant for the train one?
No.
No,
Did not?
didn't.
We gave that
Oh,
to
here.
the,
This is high school mural artwork done on panels in the art class and then moved to the wall. So there's,
I went through it, and I gave it to them.
Where is it?
this is in Hubbard installed, so it's called the National Art Honor Society. They designed the flag for the city of Hubbard, installed 3 murals on Donald, and contributed to teachers' classroom displays. So and I tagged you, and you probably didn't see it, but I tagged you in it and the contact information for the teacher that runs this. So it's like they get money and have this art class. This is not as nice as, there's another photo, but I just didn't have it right then, but they're like, they're panels, and the students
Painted trees.
paint it. And and someone said, oh, yeah, it would be great if we could do it in Sheridan. I just don't know that, I mean, if the high school could do that, that would be great too.
They
That would
have
be
an art
better.
class and they have an art teacher. They
does
keeps
some-
changing, but
Okay.
Yeah.
But this is a program that is run called the National Art Honor Society, and they are calling people, like saying to people, do you want something in your town? Our group will do that. That might be fun. So I tagged you on that one. That's on the revitalization page.
All right.
Any updates?
Otherwise, no.
Okay. We're just waiting for Natalie to say, oh wait, we're trying, the next step was to check on if we need that painted or done anything, or,
Yeah, I think it's primed. We just have to wait for some warmer weather,
okay.
basically, and then to get on the schedule with it.
it looks like the caulk is a different color than the board, right?
Yes.
So I feel like it's not primed unless the board's come pre-painted, but you still want to
Right.
prime the caulk.
Could you ask Natalie to take a look at it
That's a great idea.
so that she can just give us a heads up of what she needs us to do, so that the moment it's dry enough,
We
she's
can
like,
go.
boom, yeah.
There will be a week of sun.
At
Yeah.
some point.
Before hometown days. Yeah. Okay, good. So nothing else on murals? Okay, yep.
Oh, I do, again, I was gonna bring it up during open comment period, but we now have another subcommittee, but it's called the skate park subcommittee. We're looking to resurface the skate park area at the city park.
Yeah.
But one of the ideas brought up is maybe having a mural painted on the resurfaced area. So I'd like to submit that idea to put on the list of murals. Would the group,
That seems like that would be really fun for students to do.
Yeah.
whatever,
Or,
Yeah.
or a really good spray painter. Like, that's where you just want to bring in somebody that like knows spray paint and they can do the whole thing like in a day or two.
it's just
with
an
spray paint.
idea,
Love
and then want to add, if it's okay, add it to the mural list as a
Okay.
possible,
Super random question.
yes,
Do you have any skateboarders on your,
yes,
yeah?
absolutely.
And have they talked about the angles and stuff?
Yes, absolutely.
Cool. Are they drawing, is that part of the plan to fix that?
I don't believe they're going to lay out anything. It's just a matter of adding a new layer because it's cracked.
Okay,
And this would be the most cost-effective
sweet.
way to do that.
Drew called it the aggregate,
Yes, thank
and
you.
that's like what holds on to whatever you put down to smooth it out. It's like dental work, kind of,
Yeah.
in a sense. And the part that we need to fix is the part that will smooth it out. That's like the finishing touches, like the enamel of your teeth.
Yeah.
Sweet.
That way kids are not gonna fall as much because it's smoother. Perfect
Sweet.
rough aggregate.
Cool. Awesome. Okay. I'm gonna go quickly through
Super exciting.
the next one. The spring cleanup promo. I need to get with,
April 20th.
yes, it's April 20th. I need to get with Stacy and send over the flyer and have her, and we wanted to have it, so it's the 20th, so we want to have it run the first and second week of April, or the second and third week. It's the third week, and it comes out on Wednesday, right? It comes out on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
So maybe the 10th and the 17th?
Yeah.
That's probably good.
Yeah.
So the 10th and the 17th. So just say 10th and 17th. Okay, good. And then I'm gonna start pushing it more on social media.
Hey,
Can someone reach out to the reader board person at the school? Does someone have the
There's
contact?
somebody from the school board.
Great.
There you go.
See,
You're
speak
welcome.
of the devil.
Oh, so is Emily?
She's from school.
Yeah, but you came in late.
We
so
wanna
you get
put
it.
I
in
just came
the,
up because there's nothing on
There's a
TV
form to
that's
fill
in
out.
our city.
oh.
Thank you so much.
We're
Put
not
that
on
in there.
TV yet, but next season, good for us.
There's a form to fill
You
out.
get recorded.
Okay, could you email it to me?
Yeah, or if you give me the information, I'll turn it into Karen.
That's right.
You're recording.
Okay.
I'll be back.
I know. I
Okay, cool, yeah, it's, okay, so
What was that?
email Emily the information
Yeah.
on, for the reader board.
Yeah.
For the cleanup. Cool, great.
Thank you.
And then I will not be there. This is the new thing. No, I was there last time.
Oh, it was time.
It was
to-
the time before.
December.
And I set the date when I was gonna be here, but something came up and I'm not gonna be here. So Ashton's gonna be the,
And it's my son's birthday, so I'm not coming either.
Aiden, you're up.
It's
So-
for,
He gets
for
pizza
his
for his
birthday, he gets to pick up trash.
What day is it at?
20th.
20th.
Of what?
April.
Yeah. So
Four,
I'm leaving on the 14th. So, but I'll have, the last meeting we have is on the 4th, and so I'll have plenty of, everything will be ready, and I'll somehow get you all the stuff before.
You did, it was April.
20th.
20th.
So
at
April
what,
20th.
10 to
what
12,
time?
or 20.
12, 10 to 12, yes.
Yeah, you could just
And
say
is it?
You
what do
were
you call it?
nominated to.
The
Sheridan
decide-
litter
Spring cleanup.
spring
Purchase them?
cleanup.
Yes. You
Meet
were
it-
nominated.
Email
Sweet.
them.
Yeah,
Do
meet
that.
at the high school.
Do we have any?
And
Well, they
there's,
won't put that all on the
Okay.
reader board. This is the reader board
okay.
information.
And, well,
Should put it on the
for
website.
more information, look in the bulletin
I know.
board. Oh, no. There's gonna
Ashton,
be
you're gonna
free
order the
pizza
pickers?
and,
I'll talk to Bill about what I'll do.
TK,
Yeah,
I was wondering if we could,
I'm forwarding this to you. This has the details.
Nice to see you.
Did you have it on there last year on the reader board?
I don't remember.
Once we get it mapped
I
out,
think
then
we
Kale
did.
just changes the date, because like when they do the concert for my mom in
Right.
December, we have it mapped
It's
out.
just
So every year we
information.
just keep changing the
It's not
date.
like a photo, it's text.
Correct.
Okay, good, yeah. Okay, so I'll get you the text.
Heidi, I'm sorry. TK, I was wondering if we could ask Heidi, the Business 18, right before, you know where the Sheridan sign
Yeah.
is really bad. I'd like to pick up that area on the
Trash.
20th, trash, yeah. But I'd like to have a sign that says,
Don't kill us.
don't run me over. It's
Yeah.
pretty bad right on both sides. It's right into Sheridan's.
Can you email me
That,
that
yes.
and then just add for an action item, just to coordinate, to have me coordinate with Heidi on getting that.
The sign down there is dirty too.
The actual
Include
Sheridan
that.
sign?
The Sheridan sign.
Include that.
It's,
Okay, but
you
I
mean
don't-
the yellow, it's yellow.
It's you.
We are really late on
Drive-
time. by the
drive
way.
Okay,
down
okay,
there, you
okay,
can-
okay.
I'm okay, I'll sacrifice.
John, definitely email though.
Does it need to be?
That's tough. And it's also on private property, so we gotta figure it out.
Not the Sheridan sign.
The Sheridan sign.
All right, what's next?
Okay, so Ashley, you're running it. We have one more time and we'll do a bunch of stuff in between. Something came up at the House Task Force, which the previous one, which I talked to the deputy about, and I think it's a good idea, which is I need some help with. That's what I'm saying. I need help. I picked his brain a bit. This is for property owners to give them information on how they can protect themselves from trespassing, camping on their properties, fires, that kind of thing. The things that have been brought up that have been a concern for property owners. So I got with the deputy and I have some things that I want to add to that, but I need a little bit of help on putting that together and doing a bit more research so I can put together a document, a Google Doc, and share it with anyone that's willing to help me get some more research. So I want to put it together in a nice way. I think it was Stacy said that she would help me put it into like a good print format or whatever. And then I thought we could get it into the bulletin, and then we could get flyers and maybe have them available. I don't know, something like that. But it's like a resource. And then this is like what is recommended. You know, they said if you have a large space that's not fenced in, have the trespass, make sure the moment you see someone, you immediately tell them you're not welcome. They don't get off, then you call. You make a record of who you called and the time period. And you have all of that. You make sure you take all this information. He gave you a bunch of information. And yeah, so that stuff, because that was one of the things that I was hearing from people was, okay, great, we're trying to do things to help the homeless, which is fine. But what about the property owners that are having issues? What can we do, or as citizens, can we do to protect our own property and make sure that.
And you want to make a guide, something helpful.
Yes, something helpful, useful for Oregon.
And you need help with someone, anyone else interested in helping TK put this together.
Besides the board members who I have by default are going to help. Anyone interested in this area at all? Okay, I will put out a call on our page.
It's not that I'm not interested, it's just
Yeah.
that I go to a lot of group meetings and I'm getting kind of overloaded
That's
on what
fine.
I'm doing, and
No
I want to
worries.
be the best that I can be for those groups.
No worries. So I will put out a call, but just as an action item, I want to put that on a Google Doc and share it with the board members because I would really like to get that done by next meeting. Okay, and the meetings are going well. The last task force meeting was last night. It went 2 hours, which is good because 1 hour is not enough to get everything done. And we're meeting every other week, which is also good because it's too much to do. And the last thing so the deputy, very useful. I'm so glad that he's going to these meetings because he actually has, in my opinion, the most boots on the ground, current information on the situation in Sheridan. And he's worked with these people. I feel like he actually knows what is needed more than anyone and how to best address things, which is great. Because it's like one of their biggest situations was having enough survey data, and he's like, well, he knows everything, so it's good. So he's been coming to the meetings, which is super useful. And then Provoking Hope talked, and everything that we want with the resource center, they were doing before, and they were doing well before, as far as I'm aware. I've not heard any that huge problems with them being in Sheridan before. They just lost their location. So at this point, we're like, great, what if we find a way to help you get a location and be back here? Then we don't have to worry about all these different nonprofits taking times. They just will do all of the connecting them up. And they said they have 70 people, they have 70 employees. Their property, their places in Mac, but 20 of them are from Sheridan. And I think most of them were past drug addicts that had these issues that now are contributing members of society. And I'm like, this is great. This is perfect. This is exactly what we want. So
Why not one of these storefronts?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think it has to be, they have
Could you help us
specific
with that?
requirements.
Or contact some owners or something? I mean.
I don't think we want this in downtown Sheridan.
Actually, I know that they've been trying, and we still are trying on 127 Mill Street. I'm trying to present that to the council to keep their eyes open. I've got a contractor down there to give bids to the city. I know if they pick it, they can get it done in 3 weeks. And it's remodeling the inside and
And to
everything.
have that for Provoking Hope?
Is that across?
Yes, it would be the resource center.
It's one of the buildings.
Would that
the city
work
owns.
for
Yes.
Provoking Hope? though?
Yes.
That would, okay.
And the showers that hopefully we're gonna get from Encompass. That
Yeah.
portable shower unit.
I'm not, in my opinion, I'm not 100% set on that yet, just because then you have to have another nonprofit come in, and I just feel like, why don't we just start with Provoking Hope? I feel like
Oh, you mean you don't want the showers?
I don't know. I don't have enough information to know one way or the other. I just know that you're bringing in,
From City Hall and the fire.
you're bringing Provoking Hope, and then you're bringing in Compass. And I'm kind of like, why don't we just start with Provoking Hope, because they have a history in this town. And then I know that we don't want to lose the showers, but anyway, I have opinions, and I can't just be about my opinion, so I want to make
Well, no, I
sure.
hope you come to some of those meetings when we're talking, because that's what it's for. And I think when I read the information on Encompass, they were saying that they would be there, let's say the showers were here, but Provoking Hope was over here. They are the ones that make appointments to use the showers. They bring the facilities to use the showers. There'll be a door out in the back for them to come to. They wouldn't even have to come in the front where Provoking Hope is. Maybe after they're cleaned and they have clean clothes, and they could come back around, and then they'd feel better, and they'd be able to I think it's a feel-good combination.
It might be totally fine. I just don't have as much information about the
So
showers.
that's fine, I hope you gather that
What
information.
meeting is
My
that?
understanding is the showers would need more maintenance because we have to meet the ADA compliant issue.
Oh.
And so there's more things that would need to be done.
Okay, so
in
it's
order.
not something that would go in right away. So
No,
that's
it would
good.
not.
Because I feel like Provoking Hope is the thing that could go in relatively quickly. They already have a history in this area. They can speak to this area very well because they have a chunk of people that live here. So that sounded really good. So I like that. And we're meeting not next week, but the week after. So we'll
On Wednesday.
on Wednesdays
The
at
task force,
every other Wednesday from 4 to 6.
where?
The city. Yeah, so it's good. And so Heidi's is a part of that now, which is good because she can give immediate information about the more technical stuff about what's available and all of that. So, good. So there's that. That was good. I liked that last meeting. I learned a lot.
Great update.
Yeah, and then, do we want to have a sponsor table at the Chamber Spring Gala? I forgot how much that is. That is
200, 300, 500,
Okay.
1,000.
Chamber. Sure. Okay, here we go. Oh, Saturday, April 6th. And it's, I guess at the Willamina at the Washington Street. Is that
The
the,
West Valley.
Mhm.
is that open?
Yes.
It's open again.
Yeah,
For certain
um,
events.
Yeah, for
Oh,
certain
okay.
events in the,
Well,
is that the gym, the old gym?
It's in the auditorium.
Yeah,
Okay,
with
so.
the stage.
So there's sponsor levels, there's 200, there's 300, there's 500, there's 1,000. Do we want to do just general
For that.
admission? Do we want to do a sponsorship? Thoughts? This is for the chamber.
I would vote for supporting the chamber.
Me
Cool.
too.
Do we
What
want
did we do
to,
last, what did we do last year?
We had a table.
I know we had a table, I can't remember, if it was like,
do we
200
want
or
to
300.
do 200, 300? I think
Do
maybe
you remember,
500 is
Ann?
stretching it. And you remember 200, 300?
I don't remember what we did last year. Probably find it.
Should we
300
do
is
what we did last year?
Table admission for 6 plus dinner and dessert bar, 1 bottle of wine, 1 designated dessert tray. Speak or present awards on behalf of your business.
All right.
I like that. I think
that's what we did
That's
last.
what we did
Yeah.
last year.
Okay, good. I make a motion that we do the $300 gold sponsorship for the Spring Bling Gala.
I second that.
Great. All those in favor? Aye. Anyone against? No. Okay, great.
I don't get to really vote, I'm here just as.
So, Anne, do you need any more information
Action item.
to cut the check for them?
Yeah,
It just would be chamber gold sponsorship.
yes. Do they have
I'll forward you the email.
I think I saw the email.
Yes.
Or no, actually, I think I got,
There's a flyer
Yeah, I
in
think
the
you
paper.
probably got the email.
well, I'm sure I got one as for the clinic.
Right.
Yeah, so we just want to do the 300 one.
All right, 300.
Great, yes.
I will.
Okay. Good, great. And then we'll figure out who's going.
I will not be there.
We'll figure it out. I'll harass people. Okay. I'm gonna skip the update because I don't have very much of,
I just want to say one thing on Benny Huie. I feel like we should probably have a contractor look at it. I got the side, whatever the side you see, the dark red, the whole painting thing, just so I'm like, I look at it and I'm like, I don't even know where to start. Like, is this, can you paint on this? Is this
No, I
like
think you
15
have to
layers
take
of
the whole
paint? I would like, yeah, like figure out what.
so the idea that Heidi had is one of us and her would go talk to the owner and say, can we have a conversation about how we're gonna do something with this? Does anyone, any of the board want to do that or?
Yeah, I would love to.
Great. Good. You can reach out to Heidi. She's very excited about having someone partner with her on that.
Great.
You want to add that?
Sure.
Sweet.
I also don't mind, but.
Oh, you guys can both go.
Yeah.
That's great.
Dude, I'm bringing my spray paint cans.
Don't know that you should walk into the
Big
business with
putty
spray
knife.
cans.
Big putty knife.
Big putty
And
knife.
my sledgehammer.
Okay, great. Any update or do we just want to jump into that? Do we have time?
Yeah, I think.
The Heider building, He's working on an update. He just had some physical stuff go on that he hasn't been able to give us as much of an update as he normally would. But stuff is still happening. I still see some stuff
I
happening.
do see it every day. I
Yeah.
drive by there.
So stuff is happening.
Stuff is happening. Rigs are in the back of the alley. All the debris is missing. They're boarding it up. There was a dog in there today. Hello, doggy. But they're framing in the inside
Great.
of it.
That's
Great.
awesome. That's a nice update. Okay, great. And then anything you want to add here? Okay, great. So, we have not a huge amount of time. I'm sorry, but we'll have more
Sure.
time the next time.
That's
Do
okay.
you want to talk anything
Well,
about the hometown days?
Yeah, I talked to Jamie. She is definitely on board to help me.
Great.
We would like to be the ones that are behind the bar.
Kick everyone else out.
No, well, you have
I
to
know we
have an
can-
OLCC
Okay,
license.
that's totally fine.
So, we like the idea that it's gonna be that whole area.
Yeah.
I personally, I think you talked about the entrance last time. I personally would like to have an entrance and an exit. So we're not, the person who is checking ID is not overwhelmed by people exiting when people are entering.
Oh,
It's just,
separate.
it's very confusing and that's how people get through.
And it's a big space,
It's a big
It'll be
space.
bigger this year. We could certainly do that. 'Cause
Yeah,
I also had another idea.
but then how do
Okay.
you make sure only exit people exit?
Yeah.
Well, that
Yes.
way
You
we
gotta
have
sound
to,
You have to have somebody.
you have to have
else.
somebody
Yeah,
there
you have to
that
have
says
somebody.
exit only. You
Right.
get somebody stationed
yeah.
there.
So what's your idea? That'd be great.
About, well, at the meeting, Matt said that he's got the barbecues. So instead
Right.
of having food trucks, if we were to ask the Sheridan Grad Night Committee, who just happened to send
Oh.
us a letter to run the barbecue next to the
Hey.
beer tent.
That's-
Oh.
And bring the people in.
The high
And
schoolers?
Barbecue would be what? Chicken?
Yeah, do
It's
like,
gonna
yeah, the
be-
chicken.
As long as it
burger.
We're
was
gonna allow
really-
kids in this time.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
have to do a
Right.
wristband or.
Right.
Right.
Or not. or is it-
But,
we have
so I
to
was
have
thinking to reaching out to a nonprofit, and if we can't do somebody here in Sheridan, like either the senior grad night committee or the boosters, the CPA firm that I work with has a very large, long client list of nonprofits. If these guys don't do it, I'm sure I can find a nonprofit to run a barbecue if you guys are
Yeah.
willing to.
We have to have at least
And
two main
types of food.
types of food. Can't be just chicken. It has to be two main. So you could get somebody to do the chicken barbecue
And hot dogs.
and hot dogs or hamburgers or,
Dude,
and then that would work.
I mean, so you can't have like chicken and sides,
No, you have to have two main,
two
Main
main courses.
Meat.
most.
So they could do chicken and hot dogs and
Yeah,
that
I
would be
mean,
Yeah.
could one person
Yeah.
do
And then
more?
you can have the side stuff like,
Burgers are on the
you know,
menu, guys. Come on.
not-
Why would you get burgers?
Yeah,
No.
it's burgers and hot dogs.
Yeah.
And then
Jason's
chicken
gonna
and
cook
meat.
those burgers.
Come on.
So, but I don't
Chickens
know
and
how
meat.
many, Matt said he has 2 grills,
We had the great big ones
Right.
from,
do you know,
Sheridan.
Emily?
I think it was 2, but I'm not sure.
Was there 2? So if we had 2 groups running 2 grills.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe
there's a
we
lot-
should offer it to
there's-
nonprofits within Sheridan first.
Well,
before we
yeah,
start,
yeah.
You know,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I like that idea.
There's,
try to keep it all at home.
I
right.
know a couple people
Or-
like grilling.
But they,
Yeah.
whoever it is, has to understand the amount
TK is.
Right.
of food that's involved in that.
Loves grilling.
Right.
And because
Oh,
it has
yeah.
to go the entire time,
Real
because
fast.
I
Cooking
remember
is
the chicken
totally my thing.
barbecues. Larry remembers the
Yeah.
chicken
Yep.
barbecues, right? It
I
was
do
a
too.
monumental effort with all of that
Right.
meat and prep and food safety and the whole
Right.
9 yards. And
And
so
it runs from 10 to 5.
whoever
Yeah.
takes it on also has to understand the enormity of the situation, because grad night committee, unless you have the right people on there,
It might, right.
Oh,
it's
it's-
very, very.
Burnout.
Isn't the beer
complicated.
garden from 11 to?
I was gonna say, couldn't it be 11 to 5?
Yeah.
No,
Well, if, it depends if they're considered part of the vendors, they're supposed to, right, show up. What I remember Matt saying is vendors had to be there between 10 and 5.
But I think the beer garden's a different
Beer- yeah,
ballgame
beer garden is
because
separate.
it's in a different spot, so I
Okay.
think
Right,
that would be
separate
okay
from
with that.
So how, isn't the hours for the beer garden 11 to 8
6?
or 11 to 9?
It's,
Oh, 9's too late.
it was.
I know, we're trying to remember what,
What was last
We
Last
did-
year.
We
We have
had
notes
shifts, we
somewhere.
did 11 to 1, 1 to 3, 3 to 5, 5 to 7, 7 to 9.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
We have the
It's too
music
late.
going.
Uh,
I think we need to.
Aiden, you and I are on
Okay,
Depends on
well,
when the party stops.
yeah,
Well,
well,
we
we
have
have
to-
I had fun.
I could go to Mary Ann's
That was
house
the
and be
key.
on her lawn at her party.
So my point with that is you have to have the food available the whole time.
Right,
You can't shut it off at 5 and then,
right,
because that's when the beer garden will stop.
right.
So, yeah.
So we'll have to work with the music person, because she was
Yeah.
gonna get them, I forget her name.
Are they still doing food trucks
Hey.
at other locations? Or is this the only place to get food?
No, there's-
Oh,
there's
no,
food
there's
trucks
food
all over.
everywhere.
There will be food, but are there like
Right.
food trucks or there's just the other nonprofits?
Well, the thing that's important too, when they did those barbecue before, everybody, you know, that was open to everybody walking down the street. So if you're just having food for the beer garden, that's gonna isolate how many people are actually gonna be eating your food in regards to quantities. If it's just meant for the beer garden because it has to go with the beer, where the ones that they had at the gas station, that was open to the public. And I mean, they were busy, but it might not be as busy, Emily, if it's.
No,
contained
We
in
are
the
not
beer.
containing it.
We're
There
not-
Well,
will
you're not
be,
gonna contain it,
you
that's
just,
good and bad.
there will be a gate and an entrance, but
Right.
you will have to, and kids can come in,
Kids
they
will
just,
come in.
Right.
they have to have the wristband to
Right.
go into the adult,
Then
whatever.
you're back
food.
into a bunch of food and you better figure out how you're gonna
Yeah.
store it.
I would,
Oh, it's a work,
I would think you're gonna wanna hedge your bets and have
at least a food
a
truck.
food
A
truck
food
thing
truck.
too, because that barbecue was complicated. I
Okay.
mean, there's a reason I didn't
But
care
not
to
have
help
it.
them at
So
all.
that's, what I will reach out to, I do have a couple of food
I know,
trucks.
I know.
Unless it's hot dogs are easy.
Yeah, I thought
If
it
we
was
did something
pretty
easy like hamburgers and
Get a
hot
weed
dogs,
wagon.
that would be a lot easier than the
Easier
chicken
than
burgers.
hamburgers.
Yeah, good to.
I help.
But there would be a barbecue available for somebody if they wanted to use it to then
Right,
do
right, maybe
that.
not do the chicken, but do hot dogs, 'cause that, yeah, it is a lot easier. There's
Because I know the
lots.
Boy Scouts did a hot dog, the first hometown days, we did a hot dog hamburger thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was busy.
Yeah, so yeah, maybe also, if you want, I can reach out to like the Sheridan grad night, even like the 8th grade promotion, some other, although Matt was saying a lot of the nonprofits are tapped out, that's why.
But see, by then they're done for the year. 8th grade
Yeah.
promotion has just happened, graduation has just happened.
But the next year,
Right,
so
but
we have to
those
hit the
people
junior
aren't,
grades.
yeah.
yeah, hit the juniors.
I mean, can
So-
this group do it? I mean, if
Run
you're
the
doing,
hot
if we're
dogs?
doing hot dogs,
And hamburgers.
yeah,
I like the hamburger rolls, it's straightforward.
Yeah,
We have to
That's-
man the entrance and
Right.
exit.
it's true, we need more humans.
Right.
and did
Throw
we,
burgers at them.
and
I
did we
still have
agree,
my OLCC, by the way.
Okay, pardon?
I have my OLCC.
You do?
Yes, I do,
Go
by
ahead.
the way.
Well,
And I don't need to take the money, I just want to be able to serve the drinks and have fun serving the people.
okay, so
But, oh, sorry.
Joe.
you were
Think
gonna
about
say
it.
something.
did, and also, if I'm not mistaken, we all agreed that everything that's going into that beer garden and food's gonna be directly from businesses in Sheridan.
As much as possible.
As much as
possible.
I have I've always said that. I want it around Sheridan and Willamina area.
Yeah.
So I already have a way of getting the beer, not the tap, but the beer that you bought at Costco. We can get at
We can get
the
it
Center
there.
Market in Willamina, plus also ice. You wouldn't have to get the ice, the bags of ice.
And
No, I didn't get any bags. So,
No,
The
if
follow-up
somebody
to the
was
bag.
buying bags of ice.
no, I got all the ice from the, fire station.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Okay,
so.
well, we
so-
can do that.
So that was very nice, yeah.
Okay, we
just
can
need
do
to,
that.
we need to get that same hookup again.
Okay, that'll
I
work.
went there like a couple
Okay,
days
I
ago.
thought you were buying it.
No.
Oh, good. Okay, if I can get ice for
Yeah,
free at
because they have
Center
a big,
Market.
they have they have a proper ice machine there.
Wow, yeah.
It's good for
I
fires.
don't think they like to promote it.
No.
Well, no,
No.
Well, I can also get it at the Center Market in Willamina, and I do have a VJ owns that, so I can,
Yeah.
bring back whatever we don't use. So,
Cool.
but Jamie and I talked about, the best thing to get is that one that really sold the tap, was
Yeah,
it
yeah.
ale? Not ale, but,
The IPA.
what was IPA?
I don't think we should get into details
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
yet.
But yeah.
I was
but
just
agree.
gonna say,
That's a good
so
idea.
we've got so the next month, we're gonna be doing, maybe, we can have some talk about this. And then we also wanna make sure we have everything lined up for the cleanup. And then the next month is May, which is the 2nd, so we would do
What's
it
the
on
day again? June? Is it
June,
third?
when is it at? I just want to count how many meetings we have if we need to do it.
Third
It's
Saturday of
Saturday.
June.
Father's Day weekend.
Yeah.
Right, oh, let's do it.
Okay.
Well, we did,
The
she
15th.
did. she
So
did-
May, I think what we should plan on doing is have May's meeting be, like primarily be focused on this.
that's fine.
And,
It's way too late.
for everything?
Yeah, I think
I mean,
so.
for what part of it? I mean, like, we definitely can talk about it next month too.
Yeah, I think,
But
I
I mean,
think we
like,
need to be nailing down who's gonna be bringing the food, I mean, if we're gonna, I think waiting
did.
that long
Yeah.
and asking people to do the, to stay there, to man the booth, if we ask them in May, most people will already be too busy and too booked.
Yeah.
We need to be proactive
Right.
and get this stuff done
okay, so how
now.
about next month's meeting, we get action items specifically for what needs to be done. And then we get
Maybe
those
some
done
chairs.
before the May meeting, and the May meeting is, okay, now we're gonna get the rest of it done and all that. Okay, so just make sure.
Split it two.
I would like to
Yeah.
put in one thing.
Yeah.
Jamie and I thought would be a great idea, because kids are allowed in there, that we offer, Italian sodas for sale.
Oh, that's a cute idea.
And also I have a big popcorn machine, huge.
Maybe Italian sodas and like a mocktail. Like one mocktail.
Yeah, so, and we did those on BJ's son's birthday party, and that they were huge hit.
That's a
That's
good
So we
idea.
could figure out how much for those, but,
Okay.
they're not hard.
Cool.
And then I have that big popcorn machine we could
And
use.
what is the popcorn, a quarter for a bag or?
Yeah, something like that, yeah,
Pretty cheap.
something. Yeah.
75 cents, but it's gonna be a
Everything's
big
a
bag
dollar
or a little
now.
bag.
How
Nothing's
big's
a
the
quarter.
bag?
Yeah, no one ever has quarters.
No.
That's what it's gonna cost for the bag.
Even the gum's not a quarter anymore.
Gum's not, yeah.
Okay, cool, good. Is there anything else we want to talk about? It is 7:21, so we're running a little over time.
A hometown days meeting is March 15th at 6 PM. Over at the Methodist Church, so.
Okay, what do you
In
guys charge
hometown
for
days, it's
popcorn
gonna
in
be
your
2
little
days,
camper?
Friday, Saturday.
Friday, Saturday.
Yay, days, yay.
Yeah, I agree.
Hometown
when
days
is
is Friday, Saturday, it's 2 days.
No, the meeting, I'm just talking
June?
about,
Just
No,
Saturday.
Oh,
March
The beer
15th
garden is just
at 6
Saturday.
PM at the United.
Yeah, I
Church.
think we're not ready.
Yes,
Yeah.
the beer garden is just Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we
Okay,
need
cool.
to-
Anything quick from the
Sometimes it's
city or
Saturday.
anything else?
Friday,
But
Saturday.
the engineer gave an excellent
Yeah,
report.
it
on
was
the
worth-
sec- Oh,
It was worth going back. So Joe videoed that. You guys can go back and watch. It was really worth.
he was really excellent. Some of those can start in May. and he's
Engineer for
gonna-
what?
they're engineering,
Past
they're
years?
going out to bid and they could start in May, and some of them could be done for hometown.
What specific are you talking about? Sorry.
I think it was it that portion of the pavilion, or there was another thing, I have to
We're
look
talking
at the
about the
list.
pavilion of waters. It was really cool.
Remember what it was, Joseph?
Come again?
Excited.
very
The list on the engineer.
So he has this video.
The one that could
Yeah,
start
it's-
in May and be done possibly by, I think he knew the terminology, hometown days.
What meeting is?
Bridges, a really cool
City
bridge.
Council.
I like the bridge idea too.
Yes, wasn't that great? And then when you talk about, when you're driving down I-5, they have a bridge going across the highway, or is it maybe the Dundee bypass, anyway, they got fish?
Yep.
Then you could maybe ask that Susan from Sea Reach, because fish would go with the bridge, with our bridge and the
yeah.
pond, and,
Yeah,
you know,
Bigfoot.
maybe see if
And a
they could.
Bigfoot fish, a Bigfoot riding a fish.
Well, he said that,
Oh,
the
that's
railing,
cute.
because a lot of people decorate between the
Yeah,
railings.
yeah.
And I was
I would
thinking
love
these,
that.
That would be great.
and there, I think it's on the way to Dundee, between the bypass.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks really cool there.
Looks like a river.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of looks like that. And it's kind of like the railroad, has to do with Sheridan and its railroad.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that footpath.
Yeah,
in
the
the
bridge,
south
the
part.
90-foot long.
Yeah.
But there was certain things that could be started as soon as May.
That's exciting. That's great.
You
What were you
need to
saying?
know about
The
the
community
mural
needs
over
to
there
know that.
that got damaged. Do you have any idea when that, because I need to let him know.
Natalie said she will fix it when we have a dry enough,
Okay.
warm enough, dry enough stretch to do it.
Okay, so it's definite.
Yes,
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 I just need to let him know that.
Yes, she is
Okay.
gonna do it, she is gonna fix it, but
Fabulous.
we just have to get, the weather just has to be.
Okay.
Okay, thanks everyone.